Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we are doing another episode of Story Time, and today we're going to be talking about Eugene, man. So, I uploaded that Q&A like 2 or 3 days ago, and people asked me about Eugene. They wanted to hear the story time about Eugene. They wanted to hear the story time about Jarl, so I will be bringing you the Jarl video as well, but that video has like 2,000 likes, so as promised, I am bringing you guys the Eugene story time. So Eugene was a kid that I knew way back in the fucking day. This is like, what, like 10 years ago? This was like elementary school. This was like 2nd or 3rd grade. There was a kid in our class and his name was Eugene. I'm trying to think how many Eugenes I actually know. I think I know 3? No, maybe 2. I don't know. I don't know a lot of fucking Eugenes. Like, it's not that common of a name. I think I can think of 3 off the top of my head. So, I don't know. But anyway, there was a kid in our class named Eugene. And the kid was fucking weird, man. This was when we used to have one teacher, right? When you're in elementary school, you just have one teacher. And then, you know, I think intermediate school we had 2. And then starting in middle school, we had like fucking 8. High school, you have like fucking 10 or whatever. There's a teacher for each class. But back in the day, in elementary school, one teacher teaches you every single subject. So, if you got stuck in a bad class, you were just fucked for the whole year because you had that same class the whole year. You didn't get to switch classes every period and all that sort of stuff. So, unfortunately for me, I got stuck in fucking Eugene's class. Now, Eugene was a fucking weirdo, man. Now, think about this. We're all like 8, 9, 10 years old or whatever. And we can just tell that Eugene's fucking weird, man. Like, if an 8-year-old can tell that you're weird, you must really be fucking weird, man. I'm not exactly sure how to describe what he looks like, but he looks very similar to Mandark from Dexter's Lab, if you guys watched that TV show as a kid. Actually, it's the thumbnail, so if you're looking at the thumbnail, that's Eugene. I'll put it in the video as well. That's fucking Eugene on the screen right now, okay? So now you have a visual representation of Eugene. Now, as far as like his personality and stuff, you could just tell that he like fucking hated everyone. I don't know, he just gave off that unfriendly vibe. Like he didn't just seem approachable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, no, I don't want to talk to this fool. He seems like he might fucking stab me. And you know he's really fucking weird when even the teacher knew he was weird, right? So like, she would never ever call on him to answer questions, you know. She asks a question, she just randomly calls with someone, hey, what's the answer, whatever, right? But she would never call on this dude to answer questions, because she could just tell he was weird, right? We all knew he was fucking weird. I remember when we had to do, like, presentations and go stand up in the front of the class and give our presentation on fucking dinosaurs or whatever the fuck we were doing, right? This fool would go up there, and this fool was so fucking awkward, man. Like, you would just cringe just watching him. And it wasn't just like, oh no, he's nervous or whatever. I don't even think he really gave off like a nervous vibe. Like, you could tell when someone's just like nervous to go up there and like speak or whatever, right? He just didn't know how to fucking act, man. Like, he didn't know what common human behavior was. Like, he was just not civilized. Like, he just didn't know how to fucking act. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but he would just say weird stuff that, like, I don't know, he would say things that would never pop into your mind to say that, but he would say it. Like, I would never fucking think of some of the stuff he would say, and like, that would never pop in my mind, like, hey, let me say that. Like, no, I don't know. He just didn't know how to fucking act, man. Like, he was just off. So now that you kind of have an idea of what he was like and what he looked like, you're getting a pretty solid understanding of Eugene. But that's not where it gets weird, right? Where Eugene was weird is the weird shit that he used to do in class. I don't know what his reasoning was, but this fool Eugene was obsessed with writing utensils. Pencils, markers, crayons, you know, all that sort of stuff. He was fucking obsessed with them, okay? For example, every day to class, he would bring like 15 fucking pencils, and at the beginning of class, he would literally just lay them all out on his desk, all 15 of the fucking pencils on his desk, and he would go and just manually go up to the pencil sharpener and sharpen each fucking one till it was completely sharp, and then he'd work on an assignment, right? He'd write down whatever he needs to do, and if the pencils stopped getting sharp, he'd literally go back up there and sharpen them all again. I don't know, he was so fucking weird. Like, he would write one sentence, right, with the sharp pencil, and then he would stop using it, and he would use the next sharpened one. He would go through it, and then when they're all fucking used or whatever, he'd go up there and sharpen them all again. Like, this fool was a freak. Like, I have no exaggeration, he had 15 fucking pencils. I'm not, like, he didn't have, 3 pencils. He had 15 of them motherfuckers. He probably spent like 2 hours a day sharpening pencils. It was fucking crazy. And if the teacher was like talking or whatever and he was trying to sharpen his pencil, she'd be like, hey Eugene, wait till I'm done, go sit down or whatever. And he would just put the pencil like in his pocket and he'd stand there at the pencil sharpener and just stare at her like creepy as fuck. Like he dead ass was just not even blinking. He would just stare her down, just mean mugging her, waiting for her to finish talking. Eventually the teacher like quit giving a fuck. She would just let him sharpen his pencil whenever the fuck he wanted, because she didn't want him to like fucking kill her. She just said, fuck it, let this fool do whatever he wants. I ain't trying to die today. But it didn't stop with pencils, man. His next obsession was crayons. And I don't know what was wrong with him. Like he was just very unaware of his surroundings, right? So he would get some crayons and he'd be sitting in his desk with a crayon and he'd start fucking eating it. Now, let me remind you, we're like 8 years old or whatever, right? We're in like 2nd, 3rd grade, whatever the fuck it was, right? He's old enough to know he shouldn't be eating fucking crayons, right? He isn't 2 years old, something like that, right? He's grown. He knows not to fucking eat crayons, right? But he knew, but he tried to do it discreetly, but everyone could fucking see it. Like, what? He thought he was discreet. Like, he was very unaware. He would, like, hunch over in his desk, take a crayon, and, like, look to his left, look to his right, just like a little fucking mole rat looking around, just peeping, like a little fucking Diglett poking out of the dirt. And when he thought no one was looking at him, he just quickly like munch on the crayon and then go back to looking around, making sure no one saw what he's doing. But we're all sitting here like, bro, we can fucking see you, Eugene. You just ate the blue crayon, dude. What the fuck are you doing, man? And I remember people would ask him, and like they would like troll him. They'd be like, hey, Eugene, did you just eat a crayon? And he'd just be like, no, what are you talking about? That was actually an accurate representation of his voice. He sounded just like that little fucking freak. But yeah, he'd just say that and then he'd go back to fucking doing whatever he was doing like no one fucking saw. But we all clearly saw this motherfucker eating the crayons. But no one really tried to like do anything about it, because that fool would have probably stabbed you with the scissors. Like, I wasn't trying to fuck with it. Hey, you want to eat the crayons, dude? Eat all the fucking crayons you want, bro. Just keep that crayon eating shit over there by you and keep it away from me, and I don't fuck with you, so just keep your self over there away from me, bud. But you do whatever you need to fucking do, Eugene. I ain't gonna bother you. But eventually, Eugene started to feel brave, man. He started getting rowdy. He graduated from the crayons, okay? He went to the next level. Crayons, they just weren't cutting it for him anymore, man. He had to have more. So, one day, he ate the teacher's candle. And this was the last fucking straw, okay? At this point, he ended up getting removed from our class. I don't know where the fuck he went. Maybe he got put in, like, the special class, or they removed him from school. I don't know what the fuck happened to this fool, because I didn't see him after that year. Like, I saw him a few more times, but he wasn't in our class, and then after that, I never saw that kid again. I don't know what the fuck happened to him, where the fuck he is right now, but basically, like, the teacher had left the room to go do something. I don't know, make copies or something, whatever the fuck she was doing, and this fool literally got up from his chair, walked over to her desk, picked up her fucking candle off her desk, took it back to his chair, and just bit into it like that shit was a fucking apple, bro. He's just biting into it, and at this point, we're all looking at him like, whose fucking mans is this, right? Someone come get they mans. What's this dude doing? And this fool was just in the zone, man. He did not give a fuck what nobody else was doing. He was not looking at us. He was just focused on his fucking candle. And he was eating it, man. This fool just loved that shit. He loved wax. I don't know. He was a freak. But he was in the fucking zone. The teacher comes back and she sees him eating her candle. And she's like, whoa, what are you doing, right? She grabs it from him. And this fool flipped the fuck out. He was like, no! That's my candle! Oh my god, that was... oh man, that was kind of hard to do that voice. But he was just freaking the fuck out. And they ended up having to bring in the fucking principal and shit and get this fool out the classroom. Like, this fool was escorted out. Like, this fool lost his mind when she took his candle, right? I don't know, man. That was it. That was the last we fucking saw of Eugene, the fucking candle thief. Who knows what fucking happened to that fool, man. We're probably gonna see him on the fucking news one day. But anyways, that is it for the Eugene story, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Let me know. You guys probably had some weird kids in your school. Leave it in the comments section down below what the weird kids in your school be doing, because this fool was on some shit, man. This fool was rowdy. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day, and peace out.
You got a secret, like you victorious. I'm back on a Tuesday and fucking feels glorious. I'm on the backbeat, sipping in the backseat, listening to NSYNC. No, not Backstreet. Yes, I can get it on my mind, my own mind, while I'm waving out the window like bye, bye, bye.